Today we're joined by James Ski of Drift, and we're going to be talking all about Drift and what is Drift and why people should be using Drift to improve their sales and marketing. So welcome, James. Tell us a little bit about yourself and your position in Drift.
Thanks for having me, Tim. Super excited to be on the show this morning. I've been really looking forward to interacting with you in this way, as I've seen some of the quality work you've already putting out there. So really grateful to be here and excited to get started. So I've actually been at Drift about 7 weeks now, but we've landed in the UK to significantly grow the Drift business across the UK and Europe. And my specific responsibilities are focused on building the Drift partner ecosystem across Europe. So my day-to-day is interacting with wonderful folks like yourself and understanding how we can support your business in driving better outcomes for your clients. And that is what I'm intending to do day-to-day, and I look forward to spending the next few years doing it.
Excellent. Yeah, so you're fairly new on the Drift journey because we've been partners now for I think a couple of years. But yeah, obviously Drift have got big plans then for Europe, have they?
Absolutely. I mean, they've come here with ambition and intent. So to give you an example of that, in the last 7 weeks alone, almost 15 of us have joined virtually here in the UK, and we expect to probably double that headcount in the next year alone. So we are very committed now to the region, and we've really been grateful for early partners like yourself, Innovation Visual, who have contributed to educating this market. Now what we really hope to do is accelerate our growth in the region by providing local resources and working more closely with our partners like yourself to drive those outcomes for our clients.
Brilliant, brilliant. Well, although thank you for saying that we've been educating the market, I think it'd be great to actually talk about Drift from a very basic level, because some of the people watching this video won't have heard of Drift. Yeah. So just give us a quick rundown, actually, what is Drift and what is it designed to do?
A great question. So fundamentally, Drift is focused on improving the buying experience for your buyers when they're visiting your website. So what that means is you think day to day, the amount of traffic, individual people that are coming to visit your website and landing on different landing pages across that website. And what Drift provides is the ability to accelerate the conversation from the website through to a salesperson. So we are a complete revenue acceleration platform. We start the conversation on the front end of a website, typically with a chat bot that recognizes when someone lands onto the website. At that point, we are creating a conversation either via a programmed bot, artificial intelligence via our virtual selling assistant, or a human interaction. And that human interaction, or the bot, or the virtual selling assistant, immediately can identify what you're looking for and how you can be more helpful. And at that point, what we want to do is connect the prospective individual on the website straight through to the buyer based on their needs and what they're looking to achieve that day. So Drift is basically improving the buying experience, improving the buying journey by creating conversations with the prospects and creating intimacy and immediacy. You know, today's world, we expect to get hold of someone immediately. We're used to having conversations via chat. We don't want to have to wait for someone to call us back. We don't want to have to wait for someone to send us an email follow-up. We want to instantly get that information, and that's what Drift improves, those conversations and speeding up the time it takes for someone to learn about what information you've got about your company.
I love that phrase, use revenue acceleration platform. I think that's a great terminology there. So Drift is, would you say Drift is, most focused on the aspects of website performance and conversion there? Is that Is that its focus, or is it across the whole buying journey?
I think, the origination, Drift started there on the website. We need to be on the website to create conversations and interaction. And we created a category called Conversational Marketing that we'll go into more detail later. From there, it evolved though. So yes, the first action is enable Drift on your website. So you can start having conversations on different landing pages based on the intent of people visiting that site. But this is a complete platform that will connect also with your existing marketing technology. So maybe that's a Marketo platform, Eloqua, Pardot, or HubSpot, and it will interact with those systems so that it completes the full personalization journey. So not only is the interaction happening on the website, but your salespeople are empowered with information that they've not had access to before. So with a Drift sales seat, a Drift salesperson can see when a prospective target customer, an account is on the website, and then they are enabled to either create a personalized video. So we have Drift personalized videos now. You can create a video and immediately share the fact that you've noticed an individual's been reading a particular white paper or they've been on the website. Or you can take it that next step further and integrate with maybe an outreach or a sales loft, sales enablement platform, and send them a personalized email. It's a complete journey now, and that's why it's positioned as a full revenue acceleration platform. And ultimately, what we are improving is alignment between sales and marketing to drive a better revenue outcome for the business, but drive better experiences for the buyers that are engaging with you on your website.
So it sounds like those better experiences are coming from personalization. So you're able to then identify individuals then that are on the website, and so what this will actually, Drift will actually tell the salesperson who's in conversation with that person that they're on the site then.
Yeah, so it's incredible actually, and this is, I was excited about Drift as an outsider, having interacted with Drift on many sites and have great belief in what Drift is bringing to the world of marketing and sales. But when you start to actually become a user of Drift, I know immediately, Tim, after we've interacted, where you've gone onto our Drift website, what you're looking at on the website. And if I notice maybe that you're stalling, I can immediately have a conversation with you and interact with you. But maybe you started to, because I know you work hard building innovation visuals, so maybe you're actually doing work on a Saturday and I'm resting up watching Netflix. Yeah. But there would be an automatic bot that would notice that you're on the website, sees that you're interested, but maybe you can't get access to the information. Actually, you want to interact with a human. So we could then have a virtual assistant, which is artificial intelligence, that would have a full, what would feel like a human conversation with you. But then at this point, you're like, actually, I want to get into more depth and I want to speak to James when he's back after the weekend. So what the Drift bot would do is we'll ping you with my calendar in the conversation and say, Tim, go ahead and book a meeting with James in his diary for when he gets back into work on the Monday. And that's that full experience and interactivity. And when you start to see that happening, every day I'm getting notifications that my diary is getting booked up without me having to do any work. And, from a sales professional's perspective, it's incredible.
Yeah, that is really good. And I think we'll come back to that sales efficiency thing. But you've talked and you mentioned a couple of times the AI aspects of Drift. Now, I know that Drift actually holds patents in AI, and did it acquired some technology out of one of the US universities, didn't it? I mean, I think that's interesting. Can you tell us a bit more about the use of AI and where that's come from?
Yeah, so our professor, I'm not the absolute expert on this. In terms of my understanding, being here in the last 7 weeks, a couple of key things have happened. So we recently had one of the product leaders for Einstein from Salesforce join Drift as our chief product officer. We also have this patent that was acquired as a result of an acquisition with some experts from MIT in the US. And our artificial intelligence is completely unique in terms of how a human interacts with the AI. What's unique for Drift is that over the last 5-6 years, our bots have had billions of conversations with potential prospects, customers, humans. And as a result of that, we've analyzed these billions of conversations, and conversations have a typical flow, in terms of the next step. Can I help with you, sir? Some information. Yes, please. What are you looking for? I'm looking for a specific white paper. But that's okay when you've got a predetermined playbook or route. But what if the question has a different context that someone hasn't pre-programmed? So maybe the question goes off tangent and someone says, oh, I'm actually looking to know when the next Drift event is. Can you point me in the right direction? Yeah. Well, a pre-programmed playbook isn't prepared for that question. Whereas our artificial intelligence can draw on its experience and provide a contextual, personalized response and continue that conversation. So in nature, it's learning all the time. And the experience is really, really interesting because you can almost ask it any question, completely unrelated to Drift or our services or whatever your prospect site sells. And that might be farming equipment, that might be software, that could be professional services. And the Drift AI will enable a two-way contextualized conversation, which is really powerful, and it differentiates us from anyone in the market globally, and it's very much powering our growth at the moment.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, that sounds super impressive. I think we should, if you can, just actually explain what a playbook is, because I imagine there's probably a few people watching this video that don't understand what a normal playbook is, as in not a AI driven bot.
That's a fair question. So from a pre-designed playbook, basically that means is creating a conversation based on the route you want a visitor to take on your website. So tools and workbooks that are available on our site, you should check out the Conversational Marketing Blueprint, which helps you understand the journey from who is the visitor, where are they spending time on the website, what action do you want them to take, and where are they going to go next. And so, for example, the playbook is the route that you need to program for them to decide. So, for example, let's say someone's on your buying page. So they've got high intent. They're curious about the cost of the service or the product that you're offering. And so naturally, you would expect on that page, they're going to ask you a question about some features. Well, with a playbook, you need to have prepared responses and questions that are pre-written based on what you predict would happen on that site. So the playbook basically is a conversation with questions that you are programming, that you are designing in the back end of Drift, versus AI, which is automatically being able to predict and come up with its own answers without programming that playbook from what we call a decision tree. So, a yes, no answer or a process, which will take you to a different outcome.
Okay. That's a really good explanation. I think that's really handy for everybody. Sort of taking that concept of designing these playbooks, because I think the majority of Drift users are still using playbooks rather than the AI version, because you've got to scale with normal playbooks first, is my understanding, before you can even dive into the AI version. So in terms of that design of conversation, should we say, in these playbooks, is this where the role of partner agencies comes in? I mean, because I know Drift are very big with working with the small number of partners like Innovation Visual in the UK. How do you see partner agencies helping the end users get the most out of Drift?
Yeah, that's a great question. We are very committed to the partner ecosystem. we estimate about 50% of our business in the EMEA region will be driven from partner relationships. And the reason is that agencies are experts and they deeply and intimately understand the landscape that a customer is working within. So, for example, we're experts on drift, we're experts on the functionality, we're experts on specific use cases related to drift, but we don't intimately understand how drift should interact with your Marketo instance or your instance of Salesforce and other personalization campaigns. And maybe you're working with some intent platforms that are off the kind of typical use case. So for us, we've been very selective, working with great agencies like yourself, Tim, at Innovation Visual, to help clients unlock more value in drift. So from a product perspective, and the way we position it, drift, it feels easy to get up and running and see results in terms of implementing it on the website. But to get amazing return on investment over a period of time, 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years, that's a journey. And in fact, we have a kind of a revenue acceleration maturity model, which takes clients on that journey. Ultimately, though, it's the partners, our agency partners, that can hold the hand of the client, get the most out of the relationship with Drift because they know our team, they understand what is possible, and really evolve the outcome. Because also we want naturally for you to use more Drift, but the agency is helping you drive more outcomes. How can you be more efficient? How can you be more effective? How can you convert more of your traffic? All that knowledge and insight, all those outcomes, you as an agency are accountable to, and Drift is going to be another part of that solution. And naturally, our expectation is our Drift partners are also experts, so they're certified in conversational marketing, they're certified in conversational sales, they're certified in writing playbooks, and that gives them the expertise to be able to enable this and help you, the client, drive more outcomes.
That's great. And I think you touched on efficiency, and earlier on as well, we were talking about speeding up the sales cycle, but also making the marketing and sales process as a journey more efficient. Now, I mean, I've heard you talk, and we've talked to clients and potential clients about actually how Drift positions itself around this efficiency piece. So, can you explain a bit about how Drift allows companies to generate more revenue faster with the same resources?
Yeah. So typically still in B2B, we see many websites that are designed based on a lead form capture. So the expectation is someone visits your your website, they've shown interest, and then you force them to answer 7, 8, 9. I've seen 10 plus questions on a traditional form.
Yeah.
Then what happens once you've entered your information in that form and you get off on the rest of your day, that goes into your marketing automation platform. And at some point it gets routed to a salesperson. And at some point that salesperson responds and gets back to you. By that time, you've either made a purchase somewhere else or you've completely forgot about that interaction. So all of that time completely kills any type of deal. And it is a horrible experience for today's business consumer on the website. So what Drift does immediately is it creates that intimacy. So we know who you are. Maybe you've come back to our site. We immediately pop up and start having a natural conversation with you. For example, hey, thank you for coming back to the website, Tim. Really enjoyed the fact that you were able to experience our last Drift event. What's brought you back on today? Oh, hi, James. I'm ready to buy. I'd love to just speak to a salesperson. Boom, calendar pops up, or boom, salesperson pops up, and you're immediately interacting with someone, and the bot's already pre-qualified you. So another challenge a lot of companies face is actually a huge proportion of that traffic is not valuable to the business or the sales team.
Yeah.
Maybe they're job seekers. Maybe they're just doing research. Maybe they're students. Maybe it's a support query. So we can also help filter out those so-called leads and unqualified conversations so that the salespeople are only getting what they need to move the business forward. And that just dramatically reduces the sales cycle, and it dramatically improves the experience for the B2B buyer interacting with your site.
So we're giving salespeople better leads. They're having leads that are pre-qualified. The leads are hotter because of the timing factor. So they're more ready to buy. They haven't forgotten about it because it hasn't been a day since they filled out a form. And then because we've got this narrower focus on people who are already showing the intent, you should be able to close the deal faster. So your delivery rate as a salesperson should mean that you can do more revenue in a smaller amount of time. So that, there's multiple ways that Drift is generating revenue faster and with less people, or more revenue with the same people. That's really what we're saying.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. So your growth goals might continue year on year, top down from your executive leadership. The marketing budget may not be increasing. Your headcount for sales may not be increasing. Well, how do you drive better results? You need a piece of technology, and Drift is completely unique from the perspective that it can demonstrate return on investment quicker than any sales or marketing platform I've seen before. And I've had the good advantage to be involved early on in LinkedIn, being directly employed by LinkedIn, involved in understanding Sales Navigator and how that transformed the ability for salespeople to connect with their potential prospects. We've also seen how sales engagement technologies have evolved. And all of these tools are hugely valuable, and you have to understand that best of breed stack. I have not seen a platform that increases revenue as rapidly as Drift does. And that's why this is mega exciting. And that's why it's incredible to see, how many of your clients are already interacting with Drift and implementing it into their workflows.
Yeah, wow. I mean, that's really good. And I know that Drift has really got a sweet spot within like the SaaS market, but Drift isn't just for SaaS companies, is it?
Yeah, correct. So those may be listening, SaaS is software as a service, software companies selling software. One of the things that I've been really encouraged by is learning about all the different use cases. If you have a website with significant monthly traffic, and I would say kind of 10,000 hits per month, then you are trying to improve how many prospective customers you're capturing for your business. Then Drift is something that you can enable today. Really, ultimately, if you are providing some kind of service or product, that could be in any industry, then Drift can offer value to the experience on your website.
That's excellent. Okay. And just, obviously you're aware that we're a HubSpot platform and a HubSpot partner, and we've been using that. And we're also partners with technologies like Google and Microsoft, for example. Drift does integrate, doesn't it, with other technologies, and it takes data from different places and can exchange data. Is that something that's going to continue, and how do you see that working for the end user?
Yeah, so when you describe the end user, are you talking about the buyer's experience? Or
no, the customers using Drift to enable their sales and marketing functions.
Yeah, so we can completely appreciate that you're going to have an existing CRM like HubSpot or Salesforce in your organization. It's highly likely that you will have an extension of HubSpot from a marketing automation perspective, or you'll be using something like Marketo, Eloqua, or Pardot. And you're heavily invested in that from a lead routing perspective, a personalization perspective, a target account ABM strategy perspective, but you need to tie all that together. So what Drift is going to be able to do, and we're fully invested to make sure that the data and the insights that you're gaining from prospects interacting with Drift on the website is fully integrated into any one of those other platforms. And so we would, connect Drift with the marketing platform into your CRM and allow you that complete transparency across all those technologies that cycles through. So for example, you may be sending out a campaign via your email platform, your marketing automation platform, and then you can connect the fact that they've clicked a certain link, landed on a certain part of your website, and then had a Drift conversation. And all that data and all that insight will be available across your platforms.
Brilliant, really good. Well, I suppose the thing people will be wondering is, how easy is it to get started with Drift? If they've got excited about watching this video and understanding more from you, what's the process in terms of getting started with Drift?
Well, the first process would, get straight on the phone with yourself, Tim, or pop an email or go to your website. What's the experience that you want to do to interact and learn more?
Get on our Drift bot. Book a meeting.
Well, there you go. You're the buyer we're talking to now, right? So how do you want to learn more and what steps do you want to take? And then ultimately, as you understand what outcomes, what's the business case here? What are you trying to achieve in your business growth this year? And why is Drift going to be helpful? You will quickly understand, with Tim and his team's help, the quality and the capability that Drift, along with additional strategic expertise, and how that's going to drive better outcomes. And so, you could get your first playbook up and running within 7 days. What that doesn't mean is that you're going to immediately see all of the results. That's going to take you 90 days, 6 months, and someone holding your hand. And what I know well is that Tim and the team will be able to hold your hand alongside Drift and our team to ensure that you've got a successful outcome by enabling it. But in my eye, the takeaway here is really, if you are still using forms on your website, if you are still making it difficult for those interested buyers to interact with your sales team, if you're still getting missed opportunities, it's time to join the revolution, I would say, and get Drift into the business and get started.
Love that. That's what a great way to finish up by saying, let's join the revolution. It's time to join the revolution. That's change. I'm a big believer in everything's got to change. What got you to where you are today isn't necessarily going to get you to where you want to go tomorrow. So let's get people joining the Drift revolution. I think, James, that'll be perfect.
Let's do it. Well, I've enjoyed this conversation, Tim, and I'm really enjoying the content that you're putting out and how you're supporting our growth strategy in Europe. So excited to have more conversations with you.
No, it's great. I think it's been really good, super helpful. You know what? We'll do another one in the not too distant future. I think we need to deep dive a bit more into a few more things. So brilliant. Thank you, James. Appreciate your time. Know you're a busy guy.
Have a great day. Cheers.